What's up, guys? Chris Chef Sports Cards here. We are doing 2023 Topps Archives 4 Hobby Box break number 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. A little bit about us. We've been around for over 6 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading, and we ship as quickly as our little hands will move. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We do free breaks. When we do them, we use our subscriber list from YouTube for the random. So if you want a chance of getting a future free break, just hit the old subscribe button there. The sweepstakes on eBay continues. There's no purchase necessary there. If you go to any of our listings on eBay, go in the description, go to the very top. There's a link there. It can tell you how to enter the eBay sweepstakes and win some free cards. And as always, go and check out chefsportscards.com. We're in the middle of our Thanksgiving giveaway over there. We've sold out 3 of the 6 breaks so far. If anybody is in the half jumbo pick your team Topps update break, that's going to be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I will send out an email to everyone tomorrow to remind you. All right, let's go over the teams. D-backs, Todd P. Braves, Josh L. Orioles, Todd P. Cubs and White Sox and Reds and Guardians, Dan H. Rockies, Christopher S. Tigers and Royals, Dan H. Astros, Josh L. Angels, Cole K. Dodgers, Brian G. Brewers and Twins, Dan H. Marlins, Robert H. Mets, Thomas M. Yankees, Dan H. A's, Anthony C. Phillies, Todd P. Pirates, Ryan W. Cardinals, Brian G. Padres, Robert H. Giants, Rich L. Mariners, Todd P. Rays, Joe G. Rangers, Todd P. Blue Jays and Nationals, Brandon C. Todd, John, Rich, how are you, boys? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Let's open some cards. Good luck, everybody. We, of course, have the 3D glasses, which we'll random at the end. We'll random at some point tonight. We'll see how our time is. We'll random those 2. There's 1 per box, so we'll add it to 4 lucky people in the break. Let's fix that. Make sure we're secure. And away we go. Ted Williams. Oh, I gotta check for those stupid whites. No. Tennessee has not looked good against any good team all year. Their quarterback's terrible. That kid is so overrated. That Milton kid. He can beat up on the easy teams, no problem. He's got no problem with that, but he never plays well or hasn't played well against any top 25 team. Or I mean, he looks lost out there to me most of the time, to be honest with you. I don't think he's... I know there was some... For the Blue Jays, Devin White. I know there was some high hopes for him coming into the season. I don't think that dude could play in the NFL ever. And, I mean, I didn't follow Tennessee before this year. Obviously, I do because my son goes there and he's into it. And, you know, by osmosis, and that's fine. But they should have benched him a few games ago and started. They have this freshman Nico kid who's supposed to be, was like one of the biggest recruits in the country last year. I think they should just be working on him. Now, if you want to see them play like Vanderbilt or who else? Who'd they play a couple weeks ago? Somebody... I mean, they got embarrassed by Missouri last week. They basically got embarrassed today. I mean, if it weren't for that first play of the game, you know, that was the only thing that made it look halfway decent. Hilltoppers, Nolan Ryan for Texas. That is number 12 of 50 on the gold. For Todd. So, on to next year. I mean, even to come into today, they could have played spoiler big time, you know, after that embarrassment to Missouri last week. Like, okay, you're not, you know, going anywhere as far as winning the SEC West or anything like that. But, you know, maybe you could play spoiler to Georgia. No, man, it's like they didn't even show up. Blue Jays, Vladdy Daddy and Vladdy Jr. Oh, actually, they're both Brandon, so that's okay. Yeah, CBS Game of the Week, I know. Even my son was so pissed because, you know, they canceled game day was supposed to be there today. And after they lost to Missouri last week, game day was like, we're going to James Madison instead. So, Matt McLean, rookie. But, I mean, this has been, yeah, I mean, you've seen it. You saw it against Florida. Florida wasn't even ranked. They're still not ranked. He couldn't, you know. He's just, there's a Matt McLean baby boomers rookie for the Cincinnati. He hasn't been good in any big game this year at all. And he looks confused to me most of the time out there. Like, a lot of the plays break down, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I don't plan on seeing him in the NFL. I'd be surprised. And to have such a great start too, you know, 75-yard touchdown first play, like you're in position to do something, and they just couldn't do anything after that. I mean, they couldn't even move the ball. And that poor defense, I mean, Georgia scores at will. It's crazy. But, I mean, the defense wasn't doing too bad out there. They were trying, but you end up on, you keep getting 3 and outs and end up on the field that long. Of course, you're going to get burned eventually. Braden Shoemake, rookie for the Bravos. 38 of 99 for Josh. Max Scherzer, Inside Baseball. So when they play Vanderbilt next week, they'll win, you know, 59-0 or whatever, and he'll look incredible. But it's because Vanderbilt's, you know, 2-10 or something like. I don't even know what they are. They're bad though, really bad. I was watching them play someone who were they playing last week? I don't even remember. One of the big teams last week. They lost by like 60. That's a much bigger baseball rivalry than football rivalry, you think. Mookie Betts, Jackie Robinson. Is these days, anyway. Although they had Dolly Parton. It was at Old Neyland Stadium today with Peyton. So they were rolling the bones out today. For the Cubbies, Miguel Amaya Green, rookie auto. 90 of 99. They're bringing out all the big stars today. For Dan H. There we go. And old Dolly, she couldn't hear the music. They wanted her to sing Rocky Top. And she couldn't hear the music, and she just sang, like, she even said, like, I couldn't hear anything. I don't know. I just sang the song. So funny. She's so cute. And 77 years old, man, still doing it like it's nothing. Aaron Judge, Inside Baseball. That's one there, right? Yep. What's that one? It must be a short print of some kind. 65. Yeah, 38. That's a short print Alvarez. For Thomas. Here you go, buddy. No, they love her. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Dolly is, they love her down there in East Tennessee. She is like the queen down there. I was surprised. I heard them interviewing Peyton Manning. He said that was the first time he ever met her. I was shocked about it. When you go down there, man, it's like you hear about Dolly Parton and Peyton Manning, and these are people talking about them all the time. Dollywood's only like Corbin Carroll rookie, maybe Adley 3D, maybe like 45 minutes or something like that from there. Something like that. An old Pigeon Forge. She looks like the Joker now, though. That's the only problem. Like, she's actually not an unattractive woman for her age, but she's had so much plastic surgery. She's got, like, the Joker lips going on. Gunner rookie. Mike Trout. She does. Like, if you look at, she looks like, what's his name? The one who died. Heath Ledger. She's got like the Heath Ledger. Why? So that's what I think of when I see her. Volpe. And what's his name there? Because he's actually teaching a class at Tennessee this semester. And I think my son said it's a marketing class. Nolan Ryan Hilltoppers. Peyton. I asked my son if he ever sees him around campus. He said he saw him one time, like the first week of school, but so. Like I always think, I'm sure if you know The Dark Knight, that whole why so serious? That's what I think of when I see Dolly Parton. Why so serious? All right, box number 2. Another pair of glasses. So serious. Kirby Puckett. Gunner. A Volpe. Volpe. Riley Green rookie. And Eduardo Julian rookie auto. Those things are something else, man. I tell you, you know, I remember as a kid, it was always Dolly Parton and her boobs and this and that. But I got to be honest, when they were interviewing her on CBS today, my eyes were locked on her chest. Like, they're mesmerizing. It's like you can't take your eyes off. Twinnies, Dan, nice one. Nice Swirleon rookie auto. Here you go, buddy. Yeah, they have like a magical quality to them or something. I don't know what it is, but I can't take my eyes off of, man. She must get those like redone every few years or something. Like, I mean, if you talk about one person, like, immensely talented woman, immensely talented, wonderful voice, still to this day. And if you ask pretty much 99.999% of the population, what's the first thing you think about Dolly Parton? Your answer will be her tits. And in the world we're in these days, that's not supposed to be cool, but that's the way it is. Ted Williams, Yastrzemski. Right? I couldn't help it. Like, you can't not. They have like a mesmerizing power to them. I feel like such a scumbag saying it, but you know that every guy in America who's watching is doing the same exact thing. I'm telling you, she must have to get like a tune-up on those puppies. Alvarez, Baby Boomers rookie. It's funny too because I wasn't sure how old she was, and when they were talking to her after she sang, I looked her up on Google real quick, on Google, and found out she was 77. I knew she was in her 70s, but I wasn't sure how old she was. And they had pictures of her when she was younger. Oh my gosh, man, she was a knockout. My God. I mean, yeah, the boobs were there too, but my God, she was a beautiful woman. She still is. I mean, other than like I said, a little too much surgery but for 77, she's I think anyone wouldn't mind being in her shape at 77. Not just guys there. I know. I'm just trying to be we try to keep things as PG as possible around here. Trout Ohtani. She's been married to the same guy too, which for someone super famous is so odd. She's been married to the same guy for like 50 something years. Brooks Robinson, 166 of 199 for the Orioles. Todd. It's all right. I'm going to get a talking to. I don't even understand most of that stuff these days, to be honest with you. Somebody starts with the whole pronoun thing, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Corbin Carroll, Inside Baseball. I did see this really funny one today on Instagram. There was this Asian guy, and he was saying he was Asian American, and his pronouns were, and he said, my pronouns are, and the people in the room were like, oh my God. And he was, how did he say it? He said, like, hi-ya. So it was so funny. People just can't laugh anymore. You can't laugh like you used to, you know? Yeah, right. I will have violated like the kids thing or something. Chris, what's up, buddy? Bobby Witt and George Brett. it was so funny. I saw, speaking of like political correctness, I saw, and I'm sure many of you probably saw it at the time when it happened. And back during COVID in like 2020, I think it was, a bunch of like super, super famous people did a reading of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Oh, look at that thing. Yoshida rookie auto for the Red Sox. Very nice. Everything's awesome. And it was like Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf and Jennifer Aniston and who else? Julia Roberts, and I can't even remember all the people were in. There were so many people in it. And it was, like I said, it was during COVID. It was when they were doing like those table readings and stuff. And they did it for charity and whatever. It's pretty cool. Somehow a couple of weeks ago, I stumbled across it one night at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So, and who was, the guy who put it together was, what the hell's that comedian's name? Babe Ruth Inside Baseball. Super famous comedian, was huge with the colleges. He had a bunch of movies there for a while, like in the early 2000s. Dane something. I know somebody out there knows who I'm talking about. But, God, what is his name? It's going to drive me nuts, man. I am so bad at names. But it was funny because they're about to do the reading of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and he had to do this whole, like, disclaimer at the beginning of like, remember this movie was made in 1981. Dane Cook, thank you, Rich. Dane Cook, yeah. Remember this movie was made in 1981, so views and the way people talked were different back then, and nobody's trying to offend anyone, and this, and like, I just sat there watching this, like, I can't believe we have to do this. Like, it's a movie, first off, it's not real. You're just doing a reading, and the movie was made 40 years ago. Like, but you have to give people a warning that, oh, there may be language or this or that. I mean, if you go back and watch some of those movies from the 70s, man, they're about as racist as they come, but I think most people understand that at the time it was made, that was, just the way people talked, Julio Rodriguez Inside Baseball, but I'm amazed at how serious people take things. And Fast Times was so good. Yeah, Dane Cook, Thomas, that was it. He was really popular there for a while, Dane Cook. I hadn't seen him. Hey, there's another one. Inverted Corbin Burns for the Brew Crew, for Dan. These are like one every, I think, 207 packs or something like that. Although I could be mixing up my stats with update, but short print nonetheless. He didn't look, I mean, he looked like Dane Cook, but he didn't look so great either. He's looking kind of puffy. Like, and not puffy from overweight, but puffy from like, maybe too many chemicals or something. But like I said, Mel Brooks would definitely be in jail today. There's no time. He would be canceled in a minute in our new culture. And I can't help but watch his stuff and howl laughing. So I guess that says a lot about me too. Like, I don't know, did any of you guys watch the redone History of the World? Last year, they put it on Hulu as like a series. And the original movie, History of the World Part 1, is just one of the funniest movies ever made. And it still holds up to this day. But I could also see nowadays people taking a lot of offense to it. But I don't know. Hilltoppers, Roger Clemens for the Astros. Mel Brooks would be in jail. There's probably disclaimers before most of his movies, like anyone born after 1990 should not watch these films. You'll be offended. And the funny thing was, too, in the new one, I watched it and enjoyed it, but like, there were jokes in there that I just didn't figure people would even understand now. Because they were a little... little out of date or a little off color in the way people don't do jokes these days. I find it so crazy that comedians get in trouble for stuff they say nowadays and stuff like that. Like, oh, I went to a comedy club and the comedian offended me. Seriously? You went to the comedy club. What did you think was going to happen? Like, oh, he offended me by what he said. Well, you have the right to get up and walk out. That's fine. You're the one who paid to go there. Mel Brooks. He was the best. He is the best. I can't believe he's still around. That dude's old as dirt, and he's still cranking it out. Box number 3. Good luck, everyone. George Kirby. History of the World. I went back and rewatched it when they announced that they were putting that one. Jesse Orosco for the Mets. Thomas. Here you go, buddy. Jesse Orosco. When they announced that they were doing that History of the World Part 2 on Hulu, I went back and watched the movie. And it had been 25 years since I saw the original movie, but like I said, I still thought it was hilarious. Where was I going with that? I had a point to what I was just saying. I forgot. Oh well, it'll come back to me. This is an addled brain. This is what happens to a person with an addled brain of too many years in a kitchen sniffing gas fumes. You lose yourself sometimes. Reggie Jackson. Rich, how you been, man? They got you traveling again, or you been getting to stay home for a little while? Holidays coming, everybody must be. I am, for the very first time, going to fly Thanksgiving. I've never flown. 50 years of my life, I've never flown for anywhere for Thanksgiving. I'm very interested to see what this nightmare is going to be like. Nick Prado, baby boomer rookie. We're flying Wednesday morning, which I guess Wednesday's the worst day to fly, but at least it's early. I don't know. Maybe that's positive. Maybe it's not. But we'll see. Like, what the hell time do I have to get to the airport for this? I have to go fight with people. My wife, of course, has like the TSA pass, so she'll just walk right in while I wait in line. Wow, 6 weeks. You didn't have COVID, did you? You hear, you get to people have COVID, like sticks with them and stuff. Seaver and Ryan. God, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, Lord knows what's out there these days. Your kid excited for Christmas coming? C.J. Abrams for the Nationals. 183 of 199. I miss that so much, man. Little kid for Christmas. Oh, I mean, I like Christmas. Christmas is great. I've always enjoyed Christmas, but the best years of Christmas were when my son was, between the ages of like 3 and 11. After 11, it was, I want this. There wasn't much mystery to Christmas after that. But man, when he was little, it was awesome. Juan Soto Inside Baseball. You get are they closed for Thanksgiving, or you just get off? Does the casino ever close? Harper Schmidt. Oh, man, that's an awesome time, man. I did that with my kid. Great Wolf Lodge is so much fun. For the Orioles, D.L. Hall, rookie auto. Oops, stay in my hands. Todd, here you go, buddy. D.L. Hall. Oh, it's just your normal day off Thursday. Oh, that's cool. Does anybody have any big plans for Thanksgiving? You going anywhere? Or? Ours was just out of, because my sister lives in Tennessee too, and my son's there for college. Like, we just kind of looked at it like, why make him drive home just for a couple days? Although, in hindsight, it's just because he's a freshman, really. I'm sure, like, next year, the year after, when he knows what's going on, like he said to me, he goes, you have class Monday and Tuesday, but most of them are canceled. Like, he's like, I could have come home and just left on Friday and stayed home for a week. You know, and it's kind of true, so. But it should be cool, because we haven't had, like, a family holiday in a long time. I don't remember the last time. Like, my father's coming down, and my stepmother, and my sister, and my niece and nephews will be there, and, you know, so. Staying home. Hey, that's the best kind of me, man. I have no problem staying home. But I don't know. For this year, it's a good idea. You know, I don't know if it's, maybe it's something we'll do for the time he's down there. We'll see. We'll see how this one goes. If nobody kills each other. And how the travel goes for us. Like, my father's driving, but I'm like, no. I drove that once already this year. No, thank you. God, that drive was horrible. I was like, I only drive there if it's absolutely necessary. If you need my truck or something, you know. But otherwise, I'll fly. Gunner Inside Baseball. We're actually flying to Nashville, not Knoxville, and then driving from Nashville, because the tickets were like, when I booked the tickets back in September or August or something like that. And Knoxville's a really small airport, so their prices are kind of crazy anyway, like no matter what. When we flew down there in September, I think I paid like $700 a ticket to go to Knoxville. Whereas you can fly to Nashville for like $129 and then drive the 2 hours, you know. So for Thanksgiving, it was like, I think it was like $2,100 for the two of us. Me and my wife to fly to Knoxville, round trip from Philly. I was like, you're out of your mind. Nashville, I think I paid like $6 or $7, something like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll just drive. It's fine. Not a big deal. Mookie Betts for the Dodgers, 13 of 25. Nice one there. Brian. And Ricky Henderson leading eluders. Brit Beatty 3D. All right, box number 4. Yeah, no, I mean, we had the cafe's only open Monday and Tuesday this week because we basically just follow the office schedules that people are on, usually, which follows kind of if like the market's closed. We have a lot of financial people in our buildings and stuff, so if the market's closed, usually we're closed. Which is nice, you know. Is a lot nicer than when I used to work in the restaurants and, you know, work 120 hours a week, no matter what. Vladdy Inside Baseball. Do you cook, Chris, or does your mom do the cooking? If you stay at home, does your mom cook Thanksgiving, or? That's the one thing I just never wanted to have to do was cook. I never did as a chef. I'd like, where are you going? Anywhere that I don't have to make the food, that's fine with me. People used to say stuff to my wife. You're like, oh, you're married to a chef. He must be so good. And she'd look at you like, what? He doesn't ever cook at home. Like, I always explain to people, if you were an accountant and you were doing taxes all day, you wouldn't want to go home and do your taxes, right? Logan Webb for the Giants. 15 of 15 for Rich. You know, if you're doing taxes all day, you don't want to go home and do yours. Why would I want to go home and cook? I cook all day. You all cook together? That's good. Nice. Well, I've told this story in the past. One of the main reasons I became a chef was because of how bad a cook my mother was. Lou Gehrig, Number Crunchers. And in defense of her, she tried. She tried every holiday, every meal. Like, she did what she was supposed to do as a mother and a housewife in the 70s and 80s. You know, she had a meal on the table every day. It's just most days my father would come to me and my sister and tell us not to eat the food or eat as little as we could. And then he'd take us to like McDonald's and Burger King and places like that afterwards. She was so bad. And like, she would do like Thanksgiving, the whole 9 yards, everything. And it was so pathetic. But she tried. Some people just don't have that. You know, there's people who have the natural ability to cook, which there's a lot of people out there like that, including myself. And then there's people who can cook as long as they have a recipe in front of them, you know? But then there's just some people in the world. There you go, nice baby boomers, Corbin Carroll for Todd. But there's some people that no matter what you do, no matter how many times you show them, no matter how many recipes you give them, no matter how you try and teach them, they just can't cook. They just have an infinity to it for some reason. And my mother was one of those people, for sure. And the few things she could make were so disgusting, nobody wanted to eat them. My mother was like a liver and onions fan. I don't know if anyone else out there had a mother like that, but oh my God, this stuff was horrid. I remember when I went to culinary school, even though I had been working in kitchens for years at that point, there were things when I got to culinary school, like, I still to this day eat like shellfish and stuff overcooked because my mother always overcooked it, like shrimp or whatever. Like, Like, I would go to a place and they'd make shrimp and I'd be like, oh, this is like mushy. This isn't any good. And be like, no, it's cooked properly. Senga, number 144 of 199. It's slippery in my hands for the Mets. But it's funny how, like, from when you're a kid, I still to this day have certain things that, like, I got used to with my mother, even though it was bad. Like, but it's just the way I grew up with it, She's a better backer than a cook? What do you mean? Oh, I used to be so jealous when I was a kid and go over to other kids' house and their mothers had, like, all this food and gourmet snacks and this and that. I'd be like, whoa, what is... My mother was the queen of, like, the generic label white box. Yeah. Oh, God. Like, I can still remember. I've even asked people, I mean, obviously I've had plenty of liver and, pâtés and this and that and everything. I never see anyone prepare liver like that, where it's just like, here's a slab of calf's liver in a pan, sear it and serve it with some caramelized onions. Oh, baker, I'm sorry. Yeah, that happens a lot too. Some people are, but baking and cooking are two very different. The baking's more of a science than an art. I mean, there's an art aspect to it, obviously, with design and flavors and this and that, but you have to be very particular about things, Yeah, calves liver. Oh, my God. Joey Meneses, Baby Boomers Auto for Brandon. Oh, I can still see it, like, bleeding in the packaging. She used to get it. Oh. You never tasted anything so, like, acidic in your life. Because I'm sure, like, when I went to culinary school, I'm sure she should have probably soaked it or done this or marinated but she didn't. She just raw dog it from, the packaging to the pan. Believe me, I've eaten plenty of plenty of things that people might turn their nose up at, but that one was over the top. I had an aunt who is interesting. She was a really good cook, but she was like, because people used to try and figure out, like, how I got it. I used to work in some of the biggest restaurants in the country and stuff like that, and, like, obviously it wasn't inherited from my parents or anything like that, but I had an aunt who was a really good cook, but she was a real, like, I don't know the best, like, down home type of stuff, She always had the cherry squares and whoopie pies and all that kind of stuff, which was all fantastic. She was so good at making it. And same with food, too, the stews and the this and that. But so I always assume I must have gotten some from her. I don't know. Baking was never, I was always good at baking, but it was always just kind of boring to me. I hated waiting that long for stuff, Why a good chef always has a pastry chef around, Let them take care of that stuff. Of course, break wouldn't be complete without a Chili Davis. We've had an old Chili Davis in every break so far. For the Giants. Rich. Here you go, buddy. Hey, Chris, can you put a message up in Chronicles? Tell them we're running like 10 minutes late. Justin Turner for the Red Sox, numbered 72 of 75. Jeter Ortiz. Yankees is Dan. Actually, it's going to go to Dan. It's fine. All right. All righty, that will do it. We got 4 pairs of the old glasses. You can do a quick random on. Give me a second. I'm going to put a cap together. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Alrighty, let me move these for a sec. I'm going to bring the computer over. Okay. Since we're still on the camera, we're doing old school. All right, so I got all the teams all set up already here. We're going to random 7 times. Top 4 are going to get some glasses. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and lucky number 7. Rockies, A's, Pirates, and Blue Jays. Rockies, A's. Pen real quick. All right, Rockies is Christopher. A's is Anthony. Pirates is Ryan. And Blue Jays is Brandon. All right, so each one of you guys will be getting a pair of the 3D glasses. All right, let's go back here. And yellow. 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 All right. Well, that's a little bit too close. There we go. All right, hit recap for 2023 Topps Archives 4 Hobby Box break number 3. All right. Hilltoppers, Roger Clemens. Leading looters, Ricky Henderson. Justin Turner to 75. Another Hilltoppers, Nolan Ryan. Brendan Shoemake to 99. Nolan Ryan Hilltoppers to 50 gold. Lou Gehrig number crunchers. Alvarez short print. Brooks Robinson to 199. That's the Corbin Burns inverted parallel. C.J. Abrams to 199. Mookie Betts to 25. Logan Webb to 15. 15. Kodai Senga to 199. Baby Boomers not numbered for Corbin Carroll rookie. Just threw her in there. Autographs, Miguel Amaya to 99. Devin White for the Blue Jays. Eduardo Julian for the Twins. Yoshida for the Red Sox. Orozco for the Mets. D.L. Hall for the Orioles. Joey Manessa, Baby Boomers. And Chili Davis for the Giants. All right, folks, again, thank you for joining me. As always, I couldn't do this without you, and I do truly appreciate it. If you're not in any of our other breaks tonight, please stay safe, stay healthy out there. And otherwise, we'll be back in 5 with the Chronicles. All right, have a good one. Take care. Bye.